When you're participating to a trade show, you're competing for something that is very scarce, attention. How do you do this in a place like this in Tokyo, where it's going to be full of engineers? People are shy, people are extremely polite but shy. Many of them are not totally comfortable in English. And you're competing against many companies that are just basically deploying a lot of strategies to attract people. They have incredible booths, or they will even have mascots, because here in Japan that's a big thing. How do you do that? So first, you need to think long and hard about your booth design. Have keywords. In our case, we chose to Japanify a number of these keywords in the hopes of attracting attention. So it needs to be easy for a Japanese engineer, in our case, to immediately know what we're about and why they should stop. You will see it. People are going through the alleyways and they're looking at your booth. You have about 2 seconds to convince them to stop. And your booth decoration is absolutely vital to do that. Now, it can be words, it can be graphics, but it needs to be something that is easily understandable and closes the deal, so to speak, in a matter of seconds. Location, enormously important. You do want a certain size of booth, not enormous, but the smallest places, not very effective in my opinion. Something that is at the corner, that's much better. Maybe something not necessarily on the side of the trade show hall, maybe something more in the middle, but also usually the trade show halls are divided by basically topics or industries. So you want to think long and hard about your location, because that can make or break your participation. Also, in a Japanese trade show, there will be a map that is published, and then people are researching pretty religiously. So if you have a brand that is a little bit well known, please make sure to use it in the directory, because guess what? People at the entrance, they are going to go with their finger, go through the list of companies, and basically establish a course throughout the trade show floor. And if they happen to like your brand or they're interested in it, they're going to stop by. Sometimes that may mean also to Japanify your name, sometimes not, so it really depends. On the trade show floor, it's absolutely vital that people that are manning the booth are proactive. You will see it in Japan. Everybody is at the front of the booth trying to attract attention. Now, as a foreigner, if you're speaking some Japanese and then you are not too shy to use it, that can actually capture attention at times. So you just say konnichiwa if it's the afternoon, ohayou gozaimasu if it's the morning, then people might actually give you a smile, and then maybe that they're going to stop just because you try to engage with them. You can have presentations happening at frequent intervals. That's very common in Japan, but here's the problem. When it's noisy like this, you will need a good microphone. Once somebody engages, then you want to keep it on the very polite side, very diplomatic. You know, it can be conversational, but people here are a little bit shy, so you need to be careful and not be too overly aggressive in what you're saying. And keep in mind, maybe that the person, if you're speaking English, that the person in front of you may or may not be totally comfortable, so it's important to slow down. Do you want to do something a little bit special like what I showed you before? Well, it's a double-edged sword. I mean, frankly, if you are over the top, something that is incredibly special, yeah, sure, everybody is going to stop. But the problem is, it's not necessarily people that can be your leads or prospects. It's going to be people that are just interested to see the novelty, and it's going to basically slam your booth, and then it means that the people that are interested and are interesting for you might actually be lost in that crowd.